Hi everyone, Max here. Welcome to Business for Builders. Again, I'm the CEO of Smith & Sons, and I want to share with you today a little bit about mentoring and collaboration rather than mentoring and coaching. My background is in 1989. I started as a 16-year-old snotty-nosed apprentice and got my carpentry credentials after a 4-year apprenticeship. And then in 2009, I also followed that up and got myself a building license or builder's license and began in the construction sector doing renovations, and townhouse development was probably one of the major projects that I did. Throughout that whole time, obviously as an apprentice, you rely on the fact that you're going to have journeyman carpenters or whoever teaching you your trade. And that's all good and well. But I think somewhere along the line, when I got the credentials, I was very independent. I wanted to do my own thing, and I really didn't embrace the fact that even though I'd been taught how to do a trade from a mentor or a coach or a journeyman carpenter, that then that learning process would actually still become relevant once I went out and began to run a business. I automatically thought, I think, that just because I was good at knocking nails into wood, building it plumb and square and straight, that automatically guaranteed me success in the business landscape or the business marketplace. That was quite not the case. And really, there's a saying that I use: you don't know what you don't know. And it was quite obvious when I look back, and I probably failed more than I succeeded. I had 15 guys in a carpentry contracting operation, and that was, I lost a significant amount of money. More or less, I just worked for free for 6 months until I figured out that shit wasn't making me money. And, I think there's a lot of trial and terror that went on in my career from, say, the mid-90s, crikey, right up until, the 2000s, really. Where, you're saying to yourself, I'm looking at myself in the mirror and I'm saying, why am I not making money? I know you probably don't have this problem, but I had this problem where it's like, I would look at the P&Ls and the balance sheets, and my accountant and my bookkeeper would look at me and go, why are you doing what you're doing? Are you a charity? Is that what you're about? And, I wouldn't be able to answer that question. And so, I think there's a couple of ways that, and this is why today I'm going to cover off one of our high performance pillars is mentoring, because really I think in this perfect world, the type of information that gets availed to us from our competitors is zero. Because nobody wants to give away their trade secrets, right? So I get that. But I think bottom line is, us as operators at some level, we've got to move away from, we've got to go from me to we. We've got to understand that one of us can't be as smart as all of us. So there's something to think about. Think about that. There's parts and components that you're going to need within your business that even if you can do them, there's only a certain amount that you can do. You and I have only got X amount of hours per week of daylight that we have to execute and to deploy our resources personally and go do. We need to encourage other people to come into our business. And that goes for both people that work for us and then people that we need to reach out to help guide us, because you can do it by trial and error and terror. But it would probably be advisable to try and short circuit that whole system and find someone that has done what you want to do, has achieved the result that you want, and really try and, snuggle up to them a little bit and try and get some good oil and an inside line on what it takes to be successful in your sector, in your area. And so, I know that what I do for a day job now is completely different. I never set out as a 16-year-old carpentry apprentice to end up, who grew up in Queensland in Australia, and to end up marrying a Canadian in Brisbane, and then, of course, moving out here 5 years ago. I never expected I would end up in this position as CEO. What it's done is it's having been a franchised operator with Smith & Sons in Australia, and then moving out here and having the guys who own the company approach me about coming on board as a partner and help them launch the brand here in North America. That wasn't something that I set out to do. And honestly, I never really wanted to be, I was probably a bit greedy. Like, I didn't want to share shit with anyone. Matter of fact, to give you an idea, when I married my wife when I was 22, I married her on her 20th birthday. I didn't want kids. Why didn't I want kids? Because I just didn't want to share her with kids. And of course, today I have 6 kids, so not sure what happened there, but it is what it is. But you know, it's what I see is that I don't want to split checks. Like I don't want to give up some of the profit in my business. What I've learned now is that I actually couldn't do what I'm doing today unless I had 3 awesome business partners. And so I think, you know, for you and your business, you need to find someone that you can talk to, that you can, you know, bounce stuff around with, that you can trust. Trust is a big issue in business, there's no question. And like I've said before, trial and terror is one option. Getting a coach and a consultant is a good option. And of course, you know, finding a franchise brand like Smith & Sons to join forces with effectively. And that's what we do. I mean, I collaborate with my guys every day. This afternoon, we've got a meeting, a video conference call, and we will get on there and we'll round table a whole bunch of stuff that's going on, some initiatives that we're rolling out from corporate office. I'm interested to know some of the feedback that's coming from those guys. So we get together corporately, but I also like to maintain contact and discuss issues that relate to them specifically and very customized. That's going to help them grow a business because they're all very different. Like my kids, you know, they're all very different. They've got different attitudes. They've got different, you know, ways of doing things. They've got different ways of learning things. And so do my general contractors. And so, you know, I can only talk about the power of mentoring and coaching and collaboration as it relates to my day job. And that is definitely dealing with general contractors that they have so many different personalities, so many different business goals, so many different personal challenges, so many, you know, different things that they have got to understand about how to operate a business that I've got to approach it in a very customized way. And so you need to find, if you're a general contractor and you're doing renovations or you're doing new construction or whatever, and you're struggling to sort of break through the ceiling, then you need to find someone that you can confide in, someone that's got the success that you want and that's willing to share those systems with you. And so, you know, you don't undervalue the importance of a good mentor. This is really something that I think falls into your mindset, because if you reject this kind of, you know, my hyperbole, what I think it takes to run a successful business, and that is that you need a coach, then you will find yourself running on the smell of an oily rag. You'll be stretched thin, and I'm telling you, your business revenue will suffer, because it starts to permeate every part of your being. So when you go to see clients, there's something that they don't like about you, and you're just like, I don't know why they didn't go with me and they went with old mate down the road. You know, I just think we're professional general contracting construction practitioners. You've got to see yourself as a professional, and LeBron needs a coach. So why don't you? I need a coach. It's why I love having 3 business partners that have been doing this thing longer than I have. And it's really is the secret sauce. It's the secret sauce to your success. But you have to have the attitude that says, I'm going to move from me to we. I can't be as smart of all of my business partners collectively. You know, there's such a resource there, but it has to be the right people. This is where we start talking about chemistry too. You know, this is why rock bands break up, because chemistry falls over. It doesn't work. So you have to find the person that has got what you want, that you can mesh gears with, that you can align yourself with. And so when these guys come on board, you know, with Smith & Sons as general contractors, there is a chemistry. I would pride myself on being a fairly good talent scout. You know, I won't let anybody join forces with Smithies. I need the right dudes to come on board to help me build this brand, because I can't do what they do. I'm not a general contractor. I'm a CEO. And they get to a point where they're like, you know what, I can't do what I do and build a successful business. They see what we do. We bring, you know, marketing and branding and systemization to the table, and they bring their construction skill set to the table, and we give them leads that they need, and we teach them how to sell, and we teach them how to qualify and all that sort of stuff. And they go and build a business. And we took Scotty from 50 or 60 grand a year to 485,000 in his first 12 months. I don't know what we did to do that, but I know that guy made the right decision. So, you know, wherever you are, wherever you're at, you just need to figure out what works for you. That's what I would say. I don't need nothing from you. I don't expect anything from folks that, you know, subscribe to this channel and hear what I say. I want you to hear it, you know, understand it, take it, implement it, build a bigger business. That's what I want. I'd love for you to make a comment in the comments below if you've got questions to do with mentoring and coaching and maybe how the Smith & Sons thing works. But you know, I don't expect anything from you. There's no right hook here. I dead set want to give this up for free and tell you everything that I know, but I know this, that doing it on your own is bloody hard work. And so, you know, I would encourage you to subscribe to this channel. You know, make sure you get notifications. drop some comments in below. We'll be keeping an eye on those. We'll get back to you. And you're more than welcome to email me directly at max@businessforbuilders.ca. I think this is going to change the way you do business, and I wish you all the best.